The circuit which hosted the Emilia-Romagna Formula One Grand Prix 12 days ago, this weekend hosts round 2 of the world's most competitive junior motor racing series. Good afternoon wherever you are watching us live all around the world to the world famous Imola circuit here in Italy's Motor Valley. As you can see, 38 cars on the grid. The first round at Misano 1 month ago was dominated by the Englishman Freddie Slater. He took pole position for all 3 races. Well, this weekend, let's say it's not something of an upset. It's not really a surprise because Hiroo Yamakoshi was in great form at the first round of the champion at Misano, and the Japanese 17-year-old from Tokyo has dominated qualifying. There is the Van Amersfoort racing car to the right of your screen. He took pole position for all 3 races in qualifying this morning. Van Amersfoort Racing back on top in the championship, which they won in 2019 with the Norwegian Dennis Hauger, and in 2021 with Ollie Behrman, who made his debut, of course, in Formula One in Saudi Arabia for the Ferrari team a little over 2 months ago. There is Hiroo Yamakoshi. What a tremendous sight this is. 38 cars on the grid. This is the 11th season of the world's most competitive junior motor racing series. The Italian F4 Championship presented by WSK Promotion together with ACI Sport. This is the grid. Yamakoshi on pole position from the championship leader, Fast Freddy from the Kings England. Akshay Bora out of grid 3 and Dion Gauda, the 2 Singaporeans, on the second row of the grid. Then we go to Thomas Stolchemanis, the top rookie, out of grid 5. Rino Francot for the Jensen Motorsport team. Jack, the Queenslander, beaten. And last year's British Series Rookie of the Year, Gustav Jonsson, also for the VAR team on the outside 4th row. We go to Kin Nakamura-Berta, the second Japanese driver. Then the Jamaican sensation, Alex Powell, Rashid from the Emirates. And the second Australian, Gianmarco Pradell, car 12, out of grid 12. Maxim Rem, also for the US racing team. Lucas Samalisto, good performance this weekend so far. The RSGP driver from Finland ahead of Emanuele Olivieri. Lynn Hodenuus, the Dutch driver for the Dutch team, on the outside of the 8th row of the grid. Matias Ferreira from Brazil. And the third Singaporean, Kabir Anurag Endiafrey. Ethan Isha, the Jensen Motorsport duo, on the 10th row of the grid. Davide Lerini. His family, of course, has tremendous history at this circuit. Kamal Marad, the third Australian, Alvise Rodella, the Italian for the Dutch team, Andrei Petrovic, Rotax, champion of the world, winning the Senior Max title in Bahrain in the end of 2023. Luca Luca for the Real Racing team. Sorry, mate, I'll get that right by the end of the weekend. Alongside Ed Robinson, the AS and Real Motorsport drivers. Then we go to Maximilian Popov, Shimo Chung, also for the Jensen Motorsport team, out of grid 28. Andrea Kostic, the second Serbian. Enzo Ye, the second driver for the RSGP team. On his debut in the series, Matias Riba. And Everett Stack, the American from Virginia, who also raced in Formula 3 Regional in the United States, his home country, in 2023. Grid 33 sees Francisco Macedo, the Portuguese former CRG WSK kart racer, and the series debutant Victor Dobshansky from Poland, Jan Koller for BVM Racing, Alexander Savinkov for AKM Motorsport. And the final row of the grid, it is the Swiss team, the Maffei Racing duo, with Nathaniel Berrabi and Gabriel Holguin from Venezuela in South America. Here is the pole sitter, Hiroo Yamakoshi. Qualified grid 5 for the first round of the championship at Misano. And here at Imola, he dominated qualifying this morning. Pole position for this race 1, race 2 tomorrow morning, and race 3. Alex Powell alongside, of course, he had a fantastic run in the series opener. 3 pole positions, 3 victories. He can't repeat that, but he does start out of grid 2, can certainly take victory here this afternoon. 38 cars line up on the world-famous Imola circuit. There's Fast Freddy in car 27. Watch for Akshay Bora, car 31. That's Thomas Stolchemanis from Latvia, who took that stunning victory for the Energy Course racing team in the WSK Euro Series at Franciacorta in 2023. Thomas Starts out at grid 5. Here's Reno Frankot for the Jensen Motorsport team. Alex Powell in 80. The Jamaican and the Japanese drivers on the 5th row of the grid. Second year in the series, or in Formula 4, I should say, for both the drivers on the front row of the grid. Freddie Slater with a couple of performances in 2023. Rodney Sink, team manager for the Van Amersfoort Racing team, looks on from pit wall. The Dutch team are back. Andrej Petrovic, car 49 for the AIX PHM team, rolls into position. 38 cars on the grid here at Imola. The 11th season of the world's most competitive junior motor racing series here at the home of the Emilia-Romagna Formula 1 Grand Prix, l'Autodromo Internazionale Enzo e Dino Ferrari, simply known as Imola. The green flag flies at the back of the grid. The 5 red lights for the first time this weekend at Imola. We race! Perfect start from Yamakashi, who is going to lead Slater down into Tamburello. Freddie dives down the inside but covers off Akshay. It's the Japanese star who leads the championship leader. Fast Freddie into second place. Off the road goes Reno Frankot. Takes King Nakamura Berta with him. Goes around, Keeney's out. A huge crash. King Nakamura Berta, the former junior World Kart racing champion. He was on the podium at the first round at Misano. He's not the only one. We've lost one Jensen car and one of the AIX cars as well. Predell's made a great start. It's going to count for 0 though, because the safety car has come out onto the circuit. Kin Nakamura Berta, the Alpine F1 Junior Academy driver, is out, as is Jan Koller, the sole entry for the BVM racing team. Wow, what a start. Enzo Yaz also been involved in that, as has Gabriel Holguin and Jan Koller. There is Enzo. Hugely disappointing. The Shanghai-born driver from Chinese Taipei. Kamal Marad, coming off a victory at the Red Bull Ring just a couple of weeks ago, into the sand. A big crash. He is out as well. Ethan Isher, the other driver involved in that. A monumental crash. There's Yamakashi going through Alta Variante. Made a perfect start. Will be virtually unaware of the details of what has happened behind him. Ethan to the left. There's Kamal Marad from Sydney. There's Enzo Ye, the driver from Chinese Taipei. Walks back through the sand and picks up nothing from the first race. 38 cars on the grid taking the start. It was a clean run down into Tamburello, and then all hell broke loose. So Kin Nakamura Berta out in spectacular fashion, coming together with Reno Frankot, Ethan Isher. So the 2 Jensen Motorsport drivers were involved in that. Frankot has come across the line, or is about to, down in position 25. There is Lucas Samalisto going through. He avoided the carnage. In fact, he's up into 13th place. So the order to the left of your screen, no problem for Hio Yamakashi. Slater, then it's Bora, Gouda, Thomas in P5. Jack Beaton up into P6 from Powell, Johnson, Rashid Albaheri, and Gianmarco Predell moves up 2 places. Car 12 now up into 10th place. A sensational start, and not in a positive manner. The wrecked car on the infield there, you can see that is, in fact, Matthias Riba also caught up in that. So Matthias Riba on debut in the Italian Championship, also involved. Kamal Marad is out, Ethan Isher is out. And there is Kin Nakamura Berta's car being craned away. Well, what a start. We raced cleanly for about 300 metres. No problem for the pole sitter. Yamakoshi, who leads from Slater, Border, Gauda and Stolchamanis. Let's take a look at a replay of what happened. Yamakoshi on the right of your screen from pole position. A good launch from Akshay Bora, who tried to take second place away from Freddie Slater. Watchki Nakamura Bertha. A good initial launch for the Alpine F1 Academy driver. Jan Kohler, it looked as though he stalled. Was avoided by the rest of the pack. Down into turn one, and this is when all hell broke loose. Two Jensen Motorsport cars into the gravel. Jan Kohler also. That's Enzo Ye. He would soon retire, and then this happened. Kin Nakamura Bertha going around. That was a big hit also on the exit of Tamburello. The tyre wall doing its job. Two complete 360s for the former Junior World Cup racing champion. And this is the incident that saw the end of the race for Kamal Murad and Ethan Isha, the Swiss and Australian drivers, both out. There is Ethan to the left, there is Kamal to the right. From Sydney, Australia, as we say, coming off the win in the Eastern European Series at the Red Bull Ring just a couple of weeks ago. Enzo's car 77, the RAce GP attack down to one. Luca Summerlisto has made a good start though. He's in 13th. Out of Alta Variante. Variante, I should say, as it literally translates into the high chicane, the highest point on the circuit. That was Gabriel Holguin going through, car 54 for the Muffy Racing team. Another lap at least under the safety car here. As we see Emanuele Olivieri going through. Had a good run in qualifying. We'll look for the Italian who won the ACI Sport Supercorso Federale, the 20th winner of that prestigious challenge that is presented by the Automobile Club of Italy. Olivieri, one of three cars for the AKM Motorsport team. Here's Kabir Anurag, who was out of qualifying this morning with a suspension problem in qualifying two at least, so has to come from the back of the grid, does the Singaporean for race two. For the moment, Kabir Anurag into position 17 ahead of Matthias Ferreira, behind Davide Larini. Good start from Davide from the 11th row of the grid. You can see Larini up into 15th place. A storming start for the Italian, whose father, Nicola, of course, 30 years and 29 days ago, finished second in the ill-fated San Marino Formula One Grand Prix on the 1st of May 1994, driving for Ferrari. A result that was overshadowed, of course, by what was one of the darkest days in the history of world motorsport, taking nothing away from the tremendous effort of Davide's father, Nicola, who did finish second on that day 3 decades and 29 days ago. So still waiting for word from race control under the control of the direction of our race director, Mr. Alessandro Ferrari. Just got a glimpse of Ed Robinson coming through for the British Majorcan, or the British Spaniard, for the Slovenian team here in the Italian Championship. Robinson escaped the carnage in car 62. He's behind Berby, Dobshansky, Everett Stack. There's the news we wanted to see, the bottom left of your screen. Safety car in this lap, so it will be Yamakoshi, Slater, Akshay Bora, Dion Gauda, Thomas, Jack, Alex Powell, Gustav Jonsson, Rashid Al-Dahiri, and Gianmarco Pradel up into position 10. Yamakoshi, it is his decision when to accelerate. He leads a depleted field around 38 starters. We're down to, I want to say 32, but Reno Francot, after that incident with Kin Nakamura Berta, has pulled down into pit lane. So potentially 31 cars to restart race one, round two, the Italian F4 Championship, presented by WSK Promotion, together with ACI Sport. Yamakoshi, Slater, and Akshay Bora. Down into Ravazza 1. This is the final corner, Ravazza 2. As the green flag flies now, Yamakoshi waits And now he goes. The Japanese pole sitter for the Dutch Van Amersfoort Racing Team accelerates. And we race green, thankfully, finally, once again here at Imola. Slater gets the slipstream down into turn one. Yamakashi tries to cover him off. Thomas trying to fight and defend from Alex Powell. Yamakashi, Slater superb. Sensational from the Englishman. Around the outside has taken the lead away from Hiyo Yamakashi. Jack tries to attack, but Beaton's almost onto the grass. The Queenslander gathers it up nicely. Look at the tremendous fight behind. Jansson's there, as is Rashid on the outside. Powell in 80, Thomas in 33. Slater's got the race lead as they come out of Tusa and climb the hill to the highest part of the circuit. Firstly, Aqua Minerale, the mineral water corner, and then the high chicane here at Imola. Jansson trying to defend, big locker from the Jamaican with Rashid right behind. Slater, Yamakashi, Bora, Dion Gauda, Stolchemanis, Jack Beaton, stealing P6 despite almost running off the road into Tamborello down into turn one. Jansson, Powell, Rashid Aldahedi, Maxim Rem, the German for the German team in P10. He's taken to Marco Pradel. Powell coming out of the high chicane. He's got damage. There is damage to car 80. Alex Powell in trouble here with damage to the front wing. The kid from the Caribbean, he will have to pit. Maxim Rem goes by and takes Alex Powell. He's in trouble. He's sideways at the exit of Rivata. Pulls into pit lane. The Prema Racing Team about to go to work. Ed Robertson fighting with the series debutant. Victor Dobzhansky behind the American Everett Stack. Powell down into pit lane. So Slater opens up an 0.8 of a second lead over Yamakashi. There's Bora in P3 from Dion Gauda. Thomas still in P5 from Jack, Gustav and Rashid Aldahedi. Rem up to 9. Jamarco Bertel now inside the top 10. An accident in the background. A crash down into Tamborello. It's Stack and Macedo. Everett Stack and Francisco Macedo. And also one of the PHM cars in trouble. No, that is Everett Stack. I apologise. The American stuck into the gravel. Almost inevitably, you're going to hear those two dreaded words, and this is the reason why. Launching over the ripple strip, Everett Stack. Wow, car 9 for the AIX Racing Team resembles for a brief moment a Cessna light aircraft. Also caught up into that and with nowhere to go. The Cram Motorsport car. Francisco Macedo. So Freddie Slater did have a lead of 0.8 of a second. The safety car is out onto the circuit for the second time. Yamakashi, Bora, Gauda, Thomas Dolchemanis, Jack Beaton. Here's Gianmarco Pradel going through. He's up into P10. He'll start grid 6 for race 2 tomorrow. There's Olivieri just behind the US racing drivers. Emanuele, car 73, the Italian. Lynn Hodenius in car 88. Started 2024. He thought he was going to be racing in GT with a test and a GT3 Porsche. And now the Dutch driver for the Dutch team, Van Amersfoort Racing, in round 2 of the championship here at Imola in position 14. The safety car picks up the leader. Freddie Slater trying to take 4 victories in a row. Trying to emulate his countryman, Ollie Behrman, who was the first Englishman to win the world's most competitive junior motor racing series, Ollie, in 2021 for the Dutch Van Amersfoort Racing Team. There's Petrovic going through ahead of Luca Visoriano, the Romanian. I told you I'd get your name right, Luca. The new team in the 2024 championship. Superbly presented, just a single car entry We expect Andrea Duna, the second Romanian, to be in action. He did test as Everett Stack. Car is taken away. Firstly, let's go down and hear from Laura Kohler, who's with Maya Weug.
So, first of all, Maya, happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Spending it in Imola is good, so...
And welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. It's nice to see. I've got good memories from 2022, so it's nice to come back.
2 years with them.
Yeah, 2 years here in F4 Italian Championship. The last season was quite good. I think we started second row in the race, which was really good. But yeah, it's always fun. It's my favorite track as well, so yeah.
Now you are in the Ferrari Formula 1 Academy.
Yeah, this season I'm doing F1 Academy with Ferrari. So yeah, really a decent start to the season. P3 in the championship at the moment. Still want a bit more, but yeah, try to stay consistent and do as well as I can in the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Happy birthday, Maya. Maya Weug, 20 years of age today, currently racing for Ferrari and the Prema Racing team in the F1 Academy Series. 2 years racing with us in the Italian Championship. Of course, she was the WSK Final Cup champion at the much-missed Adria Raceway back in 2016 when she beat Kirill Small and Ugo Ugochukwu to the checkered flag, some 8 years ago. Happy birthday. Great to have you here at the circuit for your 20th birthday, Maya Weug, the current Ferrari F1 Academy driver. Freddie Slater accelerates as the safety car pulls into pit lane. Everett Stack's car has been removed from the circuit. We race green once again, and Yamakoshi is under attack from Akshay Bora. Slater with a perfect restart as the green flag flies once again. They cannot pass until they cross the start-finish line, which they've done now. Yamakoshi tries to defend the inside. Bora around the outside. Dion Gauda tries to send it down the inside. The two Singaporeans almost come together. Yamakoshi from the land of the rising sun as we move into the second half of race one. The Japanese driver controls position 2. Now Bora has to defend from Gauda. That's Jack Beaton, Thomas Stolchamanis. As we lose, I suspect that's Lynn Hortenuous. It's certainly one of the VAR cars, keeps it out of the gravel. Slater with a perfect restart once again. He had to do that in all three of the first round races in the first round at Misano. Perfect restart from the Englishman. We stay green. Rashid Aldaheri fighting with Maxim Ram and Gianmarco Pradel. Down into turn one, it was indeed Lynn Hortenuous going around, keeps it off or out of the gravel, just onto the grass. The Dutchman does rejoin, but a great start up into P14. It all counts for 0. Does rejoin, but Lynn Hortenuous is way down at the bottom of the field. Kabir Anorag behind Shimo Zhang, Heda Petrovic and Alvise Rodella. That was Andrei Kostic at the high chicane, Alta Variante, as you look at Gianmarco Pradel in car 12. Right behind Rashid Aldaheri, the former WSK Supermaster Series kart racing champion. Gianmarco Pradel on the podium at Misano. There's his teammate, 71, Maxim Ram, the German, up into P8. Slater has got a lead almost 1 second. This is looking ominous for Freddie Slater. 2:34 Ks. It is quick, but I'd like to remind you, 2023, we often refer or we think of Monza being the fastest circuit. Aurelio Nobel's in last year's championship, 252.8 kilometres an hour. As Jack goes through behind Dion Gauda. So 2:34 last time for Freddie Slater. Olivieri fastest through the speed trap in qualifying at 242 kilometres an hour. As we approach the final third of race one, round 2, the Italian F4 Championship, led again by Fast Freddy from the King's England, down into Acqua Minerale. Jack Beaton in 45, the Queenslander from Thomas Stolchamanis, WSK Open Cup champion when he won that title, that superb drive in 2022 for the Energy Corsa racing team, the Latvian Car 33 for the Prema Racing team. Head of Johnson, Rama, Aldehedi. Slater with the fastest lap of the race. The oldest of the 5 Slater siblings, looking to go 4 in a row. Is Dion Gowda, the Singaporean, car 50. Just slides ever so slightly on the exit coming out of Rivatsa 2. Good strong showing from Rashid Aldehedi. An aggressive drive from the Emirati, trying to take Maxim Rema. The gap comes down slightly as Yamakoshi, who took pole position, I'll remind you, for all 3 races, including in qualifying 2, where he'll start from pole position tomorrow morning by 0.3 of a second. Then Amersfoort Racing are back. The 17-year-old from Tokyo in the land of the rising sun, the first ever Japanese driver to take pole position in this, the Italian Championship. Closes in, takes a 10th out of Slater. Matthias Ferreira fighting with Larini, Samalisto, Shimojang just behind. Good recovery from the 3rd Singaporean, Kabir Anurag. Peter Petrovic, Alvise Rodella down in 18th place. Into Aqua Minerale. This is lap 9 after the 2 safety car interventions. Gustav Jonsson from Sweden. Raced in 2023, the British Championship, where he took the Rookie of the Year title. Jonsson up into 7 as they come out of Alta Variante. Smashing over the ripple strip was Larini, Ferreira, Zhang and Kabir Anurag. Into Rivatsa 1, Yamakoshi on the charge. Takes another 10th of a second out of Slater. Bora uses every piece of the racetrack and then some. Tries to get the run too far back to get the slipstream. Jonsson! Wow, how did he hold on to that? Yes, he's from Sweden. We know they're the superstars of world rallying. He needed tremendous skill. He'll lose a place into Maxim Rem. The German took him. Gustav Jonsson almost put that into the wall in spectacular fashion. Rashi tries to pounce as well. Rem takes the place. The German up into P7. Yamakoshi again with another fastest lap of the race, a 45.557. Rem fighting with Gustav Jonsson. That is Rashid from the Emirates. The 5-time WSK International Kart Racing Champion. The Huawei-backed Car 14 from Abu Dhabi, the city which will again host the season closer of the FIA Formula One Championship this year. But first, let's go down and hear from Laura Cola.
Yeah, which kind of problem did you have?
Well, I think we lost an engine, and also the guy in front of me went off the track, put a lot of gravel onto me, and that's pretty much it. That's it. I don't know what to say more, just got unlucky. In qualifying, had some problems. Dropped us very back, and people at the back are not the greatest people, so that happens after bad qualifying.
Thank you.
Thank you for your very polite words there, Alexander Savinkov. You can understand the frustration for the AKM Motorsport driver. He is out. We are down to 26 of 38 drivers. You look at Jack Beaton. Prema drivers ahead and behind Dion Gowda, car 50. Here's Beaton, tries to take Thomas Tolchamanis, the Latvian, behind the Australian. Down into Tamborello, too far back this time. Clips the ripple strip, does Beaton, runs wide. Slight correction from Stolchamanis. Here's an opportunity once again. Notoriously hard to pass is this fabulous old school style Imola circuit, which was first built back in 1953. Various layouts over the past, 6 or 7 decades. The current length, 4,909 meters. Just under 5 kilometers, 1 lap. This super quick track, deceptively fast. Beaton goes on through for the US racing team. First round of the championship, first race at Misano, finished in P5, and that's where Jack runs at the moment. Stoltemanis just behind, then Rem. Jonsson's incredibly the sweet still in the race. Aldeherri and Delmarco Pradel. The second Sydney sider rounds out the 10. Yamakashi with a 45.557, still the fastest lap of the race. 5:50 left on the clock to race, plus 1 lap as the shadows get longer here on the first day of June 2024. Yamakashi, second year racing in Formula 4. Spent last year, part of last year in the Spanish Series, also racing the Winter Series. Racing in the All Japan Kart Racing Championships over the years from Tokyo in Japan. Pole position for this race. Goes marginally faster that time of 45.524. The gap stays 0.6 of a second. An average speed for our friends watching in the United Kingdom and the United States, just over 100 miles an hour. For the rest of us, it's an average speed of 167 k's an hour. Down the start-finish straight, which ironically has 2 curves in it, just under 240 kilometres an hour. Stoltemanis, the Latvian. Race down in Southeast Asia over the Christmas New Year period in order to get laps in preparation for this, the 11th season of the Italian F4 Championship. Thomas in P6. Kabir Anurago, can tell you incidentally, has been issued with a mechanical defect flag. He will have to pit. Effectively, his race is over. Olivieri fighting there with Lucas Samalisto. This was for 15th place. Samalisto into the gravel as Davide Ladini goes around the outside and takes him. Superb skill. That's nicely done by Lucas Samalisto, the Finn. So the 2 Scandinavian drivers, I know that's a stretch to be precise, but the drivers from Finland and Sweden both illustrating their rally skills here. Gustav Jonsson earlier on, incredibly, is still in position 8. And Lucas Samalisto, just a few moments ago, loses the place to Davide Larini, who's now up into P12. But the Finn is still circulating as Hio Yamakashi again with a 45.3. Slater's controlling the pace though, don't be confused by the fastest laps being set by the Japanese pole sitter. Sander, his engineer for the Van Amersfoort racing team, watching off from pit wall, willing his driver on. A superb restart from Slater. If he does win this race in 3 minutes, plus 1 lap's time, he will have done it with a brilliant launch after the second safety car pulled into pit lane. Slater exactly 0.7 of a second behind Yamakashi. Jack beaten. His father Justin watching on from the other side of the world where it's already Sunday morning. His mum here at the circuit. Jack, the oldest of the 4 beaten brothers. The Queenslander in P5 in car 45. Stoltemanis still trying to get by. Yamakashi fastest on circuit. We believe this is the 3rd final lap if we stay green to the checkered flag. Race 1, round 2, the 11th season of the Italian F4 Championship presented by WSK Promotion together with ACI Sport. Yamakashi, how close to the gravel? Checks the mirrors. Superb driving from Hio Yamakashi. We'll check the time. Too far back, you'd think, to get the slipstream. The gap was exactly 0.7 of a second. It's out to 0.9. Yamakashi still with the fastest lap of the race, but it's Freddie Slater who's controlling the pace. A brilliant restart, and Freddie says, no, you don't. This race is mine, boys. Trying to go 4 in a row and become the 2nd Englishman to win this, the world's most competitive junior motor racing series, after Ollie won it in 2021 for that team, Van Amersfoort Racing. Yamakashi, though, has not given up. 90 seconds plus 1 lap remaining. So So trying to get confirmation from race control. We believe 2 laps, depending on when they cross the line next time round. Possibly. It will be tight though. There's Akshay Bora looking at another podium. Finished 4th in this, the corresponding race 12 months ago. Car 31 for the US racing team. Of course, they took the title in 2023 with the pole Kasper Stuka. Speaking of Poland, Viktor Dobzhansky on debut in the Italian series. Having a really good run here for the AKM Motorsport team. Acquitting himself nicely is Dobzhansky in position 19 in this 38 car, albeit quite depleted field. It will be tight, but they're likely to cross the line. Yes, comfortably. Sideways again from Yamakoshi. So we expect this to be the penultimate lap of the race. We'll check the gap. Slater, Yamakoshi, Akshay Bora, Dion Gowda, and Jack Beaton. The gap down to 0.8 of a second. There's the 30-minute mark ticking over, so the last lap next time around, 0.7 of a second. Good sector so far as they cross the timing line. Just a few moments ago, Yamakoshi another 1/10 of a second out of the Englishman. Aggressive style from Hyu Yamakoshi, the first Japanese driver to take pole position in the Italian series. The other Japanese driver, of course, Ki Nakamura Berta, was out just a few hundred meters after the start. He'll be back, as will the rest of the field, for race 2 tomorrow at 9 o'clock local time. Make sure you don't miss that. Whether it's very early morning or very late at night, depending on where you are watching us all around the world from this, the Imola circuit. The host venue 2 weeks ago of the Emilia-Romagna Formula 1 Grand Prix. Into Alta Variante, the high chicane. Perfect line from Freddie Slater. And down the hill into the Rivazza curves. Good sector from Yamakoshi. Watch him throw it very wide coming onto the straight. A clean line though. Bora back in 3rd place. This is the last lap of the race. .6 of a second. Yamakoshi, surely it's too little too late. The former World Cup racing champion. Of course, winning that title for the Ricky Flynn Motorsport team. In Portimao in the pouring rain in 2020. And almost backing it up in Campillos a year later. Yamakoshi, though, trying to trace down the driver from the Midlands of the King's England. It is Prema Racing Team. Van Amersfoort Racing are back. Even if Yamakoshi cannot overtake Freddie for the victory in race 1, he will start on pole position for race 2 tomorrow morning. A brilliant performance looking at a debut podium. Hyu Yamakoshi, Van Amersfoort Racing. Also racing in the FIA Formula 2, Formula 3 Championships, Formula Regional. They won this, the Italian F4 Championship, with Dennis in 2019, with Ollie in 2021. Prema Racing dominate the first round of the championship at Misano. Freddie Slater, as they come up to Alta Variante for the final time, clips the ripple strip. Yamakoshi's got it down to 0.5 of a second. Surely not this time. Into the Rivazza curves. Slater defends. Last lap of the race. He controls the pace. Yamakoshi superb, but no answer for the driver from the King's England. The checkered flag is about to wave. Fast Freddy for the Prema Racing Team goes 4 in a row. He takes victory in race 1, round 2 of the Italian F4 Championship here at Imola. Yamakoshi on the podium for the first time in the series. Akshay Bora for the US Racing Team in position 3. Slater wins. Davide Larini fighting right to the death. Takes 13th, head of Luca Samalisto. Slater wins the race. The gap, 0.8 of a second it was as they crossed the line. It was down to 0.3. Yamakoshi superb. Freddie Slater, though, 4 victories in a row. He took pole position for all 3 races at Misano and 3 victories as well. Sorry, 3 pole positions, 3 wins at Misano. Did not get pole position this morning, but does take pole. I'll say that again. Freddie wins here in race 1 here at Imola. Yamakoshi a superb second place and with the fastest lap of the race as well, of 45.321. Slater wins. Yamakoshi second, Border. Then it's Gouda, Jack beaten 5 from Thomas. He's the top rookie. Maxim Ram. Gustav Jonsson does come home in position 8. Superb skills shown by the Swede. Rashid and Gianmarco round out the 10. Olivieri, good drive from him. He just misses the points for the AKM Motorsport team. From Brazil, Ferreira, Larini on his home circuit. Samuelisto, Zhang, Petrovic, Popov, Rodella, Macedo, and Ed Robinson for the AS Motorsport team. The Brit from Mallorca in the middle of the Mediterranean comes home in position 20. Hodenuis, Dobshansky on debut. Kostic, Visoriano, Gabriel Holguin, the final finisher. The retirements including Kin Nakamura Berta and also Alex Powell. They were both out. So the championship looks like this, 100 points available, and Freddie has claimed all of them. Despite the retirement, Alex is still second in the series, tenuously, after just 4 of 21 races, mind you, on 54 points. And Hiyu Yamakoshi moves into third in the championship on 50 points. Freddie wins again. We'll try and get a word with Freddie Slater as soon as possible. Laura Kohler is down into pit lane. Down in pit lane. He is sweating. It is a warm day here, and we are expecting perfect weather for races 2 and 3 tomorrow. Make sure you don't miss those. The first race at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning here from Imola. Akshay Bora on the podium again for the US racing team. Hiyu Yamakoshi, pole position, fastest lap of the race, and takes position 2. But the day belongs to Fast Freddie. Slater wins again. 4 victories in a row. Let's go down and hear from Freddie Slater, who's speaking with Laura Kohler.
Whenever you was racing, you knew how to take advantage of the difficulties. So now our 4 wins in a row for you.
Yeah, obviously it's been a good start to the season so far, but the work doesn't stop. We've still got a long way to go. We're missing a little bit. That was a hard race for me. I had to maximise as much as I could. I think we got a little bit in the bag. I think we just need to execute a little bit out of the car and a little bit out of myself to see if we can find a little bit more. But yeah, so we're doing a good job out of a difficult situation after especially a tough qualifying. It was complete chaos. So no, we'll see what we can do tomorrow, and we'll keep it up for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll take a look at the highlights from race 1 here this afternoon at Imola, which got off to a chaotic start. Hiyu Yamakoshi from pole position led the field down into turn 1. A great start from Bora, who slotted in behind Slater, who was immediately into second place. And then all hell broke loose. Reno Frankite coming together with Kin Nakamura Berta, the Dutch driver. Off the road, Kin Nakamura Berta, the innocent victim. A spectacular crash at the exit of Tamborello. That brought out the safety car for the first time. Lynn Hodenuis was up into 14th place, but spun down into Tamborello. Luca Summerlisto with a moment there. Freddie Slater taking the lead at the restart and would lead home the Japanese driver Hiyu Yamakashi, who takes his maiden podium in the championship and will start from pole position for race 2 tomorrow morning here at Imola. We wait for the drivers to make their way up to the podium. Akshay, Hiyu, and of course Freddie, who will stand on the top step for the 4th time in a row. Freddie, of course, 100 points, the championship leader from Powell, a DNF for the Jamaican. He wasn't the only one, of course. Kin Nakamura Berta out after just 300 metres. Still second in the series, though, is Alex. Yamakashi, with that podium, moves into 3rd in the championship. Bora, Akshay, 4th in the series on 42 points. Gianmarco Pradell, a podium in the first round of the championship at Misano. The Australian, 5th in the series. There's his teammate, Akshay Bora. Second, first debut podium in the championship for Hiyu Yamakashi. Van Amersfoort Racing, make no mistake, the Dutch team is back, but they have to do something extra special to overtake Freddie Slater, who wins again. Round 2, race 1 here at Imola. A great pleasure to have Mr. Giancarlo Minardi on a circuit he's known for the better part of all of his life. Present the third place trophy to Akshay Bora. Second to Hiyu Yamakashi, and Freddie takes P1 once again. Three from 3 at Misano. He makes it 4 in a row. He did miss out on pole position, but Freddie Slater has won the first race of the second round of the Italian F4 Championship here at Imola. Hiyu Yamakashi finishes in P2, but he will start from pole position for race 2 here tomorrow morning. We hope you can join us. Thanks for your company. We'll see you from the home of the Emilia-Romagna Formula 1 Grand Prix at 9 o'clock local time tomorrow morning for race 2, round 2, the Italian F4 Championship, presented by WSK Promotion together with Acci Sport. We'll see you tomorrow morning.